that has gone 198 plus in their last 5 meets and 7 times overall. They are expecting to not only win this regional final, but to get to Fort Worth and make a lot more noise and get all the way to the national championship. Only twice has Kentucky been there. In 2018, which really changed the program behind Molly Korth and Alex Highland. Tim Garrison took his team there, and now in his 14th season, he's trying to get there for the 3rd time. It's hard to believe that Jay Clark's only in his 5th year as the head coach of LSU. I mean, he's been around this sport for 35 years coaching gymnastics, and he only needs 5 hit routines from his, in a lot of ways, dream team in order to get back to the national championship in a couple of weeks. KJ Johnson leads off for LSU on vault. Only a 995 star value. It's the only one that we will see, but she has the potential to stick it every time. Not really the potential. She more has the opportunity to do it every time. That's what we usually see. And she will start things off on the left side of your screen.
Gets it started like she always does.
It's just automatic. Jocelyn Robertson's going to lead off Arkansas, finishing out her night on bars. They have some work to do, though, down by over 5/10. That vault rotation a bit lower than they wanted, just over 49-2 at the score.
This is one of Jocelyn's best routines. Her handstands in that bar routine were such an improvement. Assistant coach Chris Brooks has worked on that technicality, wants to see that from bars from Arkansas today.
Yeah, they really needed that. And here is Michigan State on beam, where they are only 13th in the country. That's tied with Florida for their lowest ranked rotation. Gotta stay on the beam with that cushion of 4/10 1/4. That's a great cushion. I mean, anything, obviously a fall is 5/10, so if you're out of that, you're out of fall range. They are still within fall range, but Michigan State takes care of business, and they're going for just the 2nd time in program history.
Skyla's been such a consistent starter for them as well. Performed some unique choreography in the beam routine. Great work on her acro series as well. Dismount, switch leap, gainer full. A little hesitation in that swing. I don't think it will incur a deduction, but just seems like it wasn't as smooth as it was in the semifinals, but that's the way you want to start. Staying on the beam, getting the confidence rolling for the rest of your lineup. Skyla does that well.
Exactly, and she had a 9.85 on Thursday night on beam for Michigan State. Prakaski finishing off the leadoff floor routine now for Kentucky.
Good effort from Jillian there. I could see that foot wanted to slide back, takes that seniority to keep it planted and bent in your lunge.
Lexi's ice for LSU following a 9.9.
Another 10.0 vault for them. Lexi's made great improvements on that 1.5, has cleaned up her form a little bit. Couldn't dial in on the landing, but her block is really good.
Don't expect the Tigers to give anything up this rotation. They are the top vault team in the country. Jocelyn Robertson with a great 9.925 in the leadoff spot. Scores usually build as you get towards the bottom of the lineup for Manuel Lagore in the anchor spot. Callie Swaney's going to follow it up, and Katie Duplessis, freshman on the left side of your screen for Michigan State. Made a 9.9 from Schulte.
Couldn't spot that double layout landing, but the work on top of the bar was really good. Katie working nicely on top of the beam. Struggled a little bit in the semifinal, was disappointed in that competition for her. Looking super strong, just the dismount left, 1.5 twist. Found that landing, got another stick for Michigan State.
If things continue the way that they do, Isabella Magnelli, and just call her Bella from now on. Bella would be the individual qualifier on beam should Kentucky not advance as a team. So this is probably not going to be the last time that we see her in college, but it very well could be her last floor routine.
Aaliyah Finnegan on the left side of your screen with another 1.5 twist. Has to flare those arms out at the right moment, coming into the ground. Oh, good job actually getting her arms out to the side. Looked like she missed her block a little bit on the table. Couldn't really get that pop she usually gets going into the 1.5 twist.
Michigan State's not letting up, though, with back-to-back 9-9s on beam.
Isabella Magnelli closing nicely in what could be her final floor routine of her career. What a treat she has been to this Kentucky team. So fun to watch over the years.
Emma continues this momentum now for Michigan State. They are getting the type of scores that they need to advance. And if, I know it really doesn't matter, but I'd imagine, like, confidence-wise, if Michigan State beats LSU today, they're going to take that to the bank and bring that to Fort Worth with them.
Absolutely, and they've just built off of their scores. You know, at conference championships, they put up a big 198 and got second. That's a huge score, though, to deliver at conference champs. And Emma is crushing it on the beam for Michigan State. Head coach Mike Rose said their team excels when they have fun. They stay in their bubble and just want to focus on themselves, not looking at anybody else in the competition. And Katie Ewald as well, closing out what could be her final routine for Arkansas. Big step on that landing, but her work on top of the beam, minimal deductions throughout the routine. That's going to be the biggest one we've seen, but she stayed on her feet and she stayed on the beam, and that's Michigan State's job right now.
All that they need to do. They are halfway home. Really more than halfway at this point with 3-hit routines, because you can drop one score.
They only really need 2 routines left.
That's exactly right. Harkness and Smith hit, and they're good as gold. Amari Drayton following up a 9.825 from Finnegan.
Shuffle to the side, you'll see those lines on the mat. They're not a deduction like floor, but it is a good indication to the judges of where they're at coming off of that vault table.
LSU really doesn't even need to do their best on vault. They just need to keep staying on their feet as well. And they're going to have no issues getting back to defend their title. Delaney Harkness with just Nikki Smith and Gabby Stephen still to come now. Trying to drop that 9.775 on beam, but even if they did need to count it, it's probably fine for the Spartans. Katie Ewald's score for Arkansas was a 9.775. arc. Back to the high bar. As Harkness finishes off with a stick, Park with a little bit of a hop back. There for the Razorbacks. Harkness is doing her job, though. Exactly what Michigan State needs. It's a team that averages 49.325 on beam. And if they score that, that would just be a quarter of a tenth below a 198. That's how good they have been. Kaylin Chio following up Amari Drayton's 9-9. Trying to potentially ice it now here for LSU. Oh! Arm swing landed a little bit behind. Took a hop back. And Delaney Rodriguez on floor. This is real go time now for Kentucky, if they want to have any chance. But they are going to need mistakes from Nikki Smith or Gabby Stephen. Rodriguez following up Rizzo's 9.85. So Nikki Smith with the routine of her life on beam. Fitting that it comes down to the Big Ten Gymnast of the Year. First team Big Ten all 3 seasons, including the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. One of the best to ever do it here for Michigan State. Rodriguez finishes up her floor routine. But all eyes right here are on Nikki Smith. And she nails the dismount. The Spartan fans know it. Mike Rowe knows it. What a special story. The Michigan State Spartans, who have seemingly been on this track all season long. It has all been leading up to this moment. Last year finished 4th in the Gainesville Regional with just a 196.625, the worst meet of their season. Haley Bryant will close it out for LSU on vault. Looking to drop Kaylin Chio's 9.75. Maddie Jones with a very solid bars routine right there. But Nikki Smith's score of 9.875, that gives Michigan State a 198 on the dot with Gabby Stephen, who just had a perfect 10 at Big Ten Championship still to come. Oh, this would really be the icing. Icing, candles, sparkler. All of it. How about both teams with a 198? We said there's a good chance that it's going to take a high 197, maybe even a 198 to advance. And we have seen excellence here from both LSU and Michigan State.
I lost my connection there for a second, Alex, and I came back to see Michigan State with a 198. What is going on? Such a cool moment in history.
Well, this is why you have the leeway. Doesn't even matter. This is going to be a victory lap for the Spartans. So Gabby Stephen is not going to get to repeat her 10 from Big Tens.
Well, you know what I will say, Alex? If you have a fall, you definitely want it to be now at the regional final where it doesn't really count, instead of at the national championships, which is where they're going.
Perfect dismount. For the first time since 1988, and just the second time in school history, Michigan State can book their ticket to Fort Worth and the national championship.
You have to be proud of this team. All of the teams, really, everybody battled through today. It's not over. We still have a couple competitors left, but the fight that we saw from every team, even with the disappointments, they should have a lot to be proud of from this meet.
Kennedy, we asked Mike Rowe about it yesterday, and he said, I have to take a beat because my heart is in my throat just thinking about the possibility of going to the national championship. It's going to be one of the best memories ever, as unfortunately Maddie Walagora is going to close out her career not the way that she would have hoped for. But he said that this would be enormous, and it would change so much for a program that went in 1 year from 51st in the country to 9th. He told us that right after COVID, the entire team said, we are tired of being the underdogs. They worked on the team culture. They had to cancel the season during COVID. The message was changed. It was about just caring about everyone within this program. They learned more about the individuals that they saw every day in the last 4 or 5 years. And it took time. It doesn't happen overnight. But Mike Rowe and the outstanding gymnasts and his support staff and assistant coaches have built this into a national championship team. What a story.
Maddie Walagora with her final bar routine. Nice stick. She's obviously going to be disappointed with the cast over, but you know, she had to repeat her routine. And she finished on technically a made routine. She should be proud of that. She had an amazing career, so much to look back on. And like you were saying, Michigan State, one of the reasons they're so successful, head coach Mike Rowe told us, is they're so team-led and team-oriented. So authentic this season. The love that they have shown in their gymnastics and each other is why they are so successful.
And LSU is halfway there to doing exactly what they wanted to do. Protect the crown in every single way. They have the gymnastics, they have the athletes, they have the coaches, they have the experience. I can't even imagine what Fort Worth is going to be like. Well, you saw how good Oklahoma was yesterday. They got over the 198 mark. Florida just blew the doors off of the Alabama regional. And I think we're going to see a really good effort from Utah coming up after us at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on ESPN+. Kreslin Bros capable of a huge score here for Kentucky. But unfortunately, the Wildcats are going to come up short for this second straight season. Valiant fight for both of these teams. And we knew coming forward that LSU and Michigan State entering the meet, yes, they would be the favorites. They had this highest scoring potential. What a finish. They're from Kreslin, though.
Such a clean routine. Another celebration. That's iconic. We could be on 10 watch with that one. That was one of her best routines. Such a strong finish. That front double twist at the end is not easy. She does 3 passes.
I mean, 21 of her 24 career floor routines have been 9-9 or better. 87%. Remember, she's only a sophomore. What a season for Arkansas. They battled through a lot, and they lost one of their most energetic competitors and such a force for them on vault and floor, Frankie Price.
Really proud of Arkansas's fight throughout the season. Like you said, they lost not only Frankie Price, Leah Smith wasn't in, Reese Schroeder was gone, Lauren Williams wasn't in the lineups. They have had a tough season of new competitors in their lineups, and Michigan State eating it up. They're going to the Ship in Fort Worth.
A lot to celebrate for Michigan State. Continues, it ends for the Wildcats. We knew that only 2 teams were going to be able to advance out of this regional final when all 4 were more than capable of winning it, or at least finishing in the top 2. Always tough to see the season end, especially the seniors. Jillian Prakaski, Skylar Killow-Wilhelm, Isabella Magnelli won't be competing with her team, but she will have a chance to win a beam individual national title. And Kreslin Bros will be on floor. We'll have 2 advancing out of this. Unofficially, Jocelyn
went out there. They were right there in front of me, and so it was just the best.
Connor, your team punched their ticket again to the Ship. What are you most proud of from your team's performance throughout tonight?
I would say that we're most proud of the joy and intensity. We said it right before we came into this arena, and we had it throughout the whole meet, and so we kept it, and we just one routine after another. It was just so good from each and every person, and every person enjoyed every single moment.
What is it like for you guys as a team, knowing that the expectation is to get past this regional final and get to the national championship, and then actually do it and blink in either of these 2 competitions here? And State has been an excellent host here this year, as LSU is going to get a chance. One of the best traditions to put their name on that top line. Hit it hard. LSU is going back to the national championship to defend its title. You can see relief, excitement, all of it. And I'm sure all of that at the same time, Kennedy, is being felt by the Tigers as the favorites.
Yeah, you know, there is pressure in returning back and trying to get back to that national championship. It is hard to win it once and then to repeat that effort. It takes a lot, but this team is capable of that. We know they're fighters. We know they're trying to protect the crown.
It is their 5th